Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time Turd Festival today. Hopefully you're having a good day and will have a good day. So I had a customer message me yesterday to come out and look at mowers. Nice couple come out. She did the translating for me. They looked at a Toro recycler and ended up taking it. I had it listed for $220. They said, how about 200? So I let it go for 200. So I told her, I said, I buy non-running machines. And she says, oh, my husband has 3 non-running and he wants to get one of those fixed. And I told him to bring them by today. So he came solo today and brought me this Tecumseh powered recycler. He said it was dead. It's pretty rusty. Cables don't look too shifty. In the sand. Then we unloaded this Craftsman. This thing's in rough shape. He said the air vane's missing, so the choke is wired up with some copper wire. No spring, of course. It looks like the bolts for the recoil are loose. I was going to try it, but there's no action here on the pawls. 2002 02 on this crafty 725 series. So this thing's kind of rough. Copper wire holding a small flap in place. We got an ant colony. So it's electric start. This is all jimmied up. He's got a zippy tie holding the safety bar down. Electric start. None of that's going to be operative. So the third machine that he wants fixed is a Craftsman. So last night he told the wife to tell me he needed a part, so he came and looked at my junk engines and said, I need this. And I asked him, well, why is that broken? I think he hit something. Have you ever gotten a broken flywheel from a strike? I kind of looked at the blade. Blade doesn't seem like it's too far off. So I just popped off this flywheel. So you see the red paint. I paint the flywheel and the muffler red. Red is dead, but there's no issue with this. I kind of cleaned up the rust on it. Going to reuse the keyway. So I talked to him today about it. I said, well, about how long has it been sitting, not running? And he said about maybe a year. He had bought that unit new from Home Depot. Used it up until a year ago. So I'm not sure what the deal is with the striking something. This happens to be a 2018. Since we're talking about fuel, I went and grabbed my turkey baster. I just want to see what's in here. No, and it's nasty. It had a lot of debris in the gas. I don't see any water yet. just debris. Don't smell too bad either. You can't see that with the gold lining, but I don't see any debris. I mean, water, a lot of debris. So let's try putting this flywheel on and see if it kicks off, and then maybe I'll do another video on the carb. So I got the plug out. The plug isn't bad. What I wanted to do is set up my top dead center mark. I just wanted to see if there was any other internal damage. In my keyway is facing to the left side, which is right. The blade and the keyway should face over here like that at TDC. So I'm going to slip this down on with the keyway in place and kind of put a little grease here on the crankshaft. My spacer and then the cup. So I've got a big impact socket here, and it's a 24 millimeter. So you can either use the blade to your advantage, turn this on the side and put a block of wood down under the mower and let the blade rest against the block to stop the engine from turning. Or you could put a long screwdriver up in here, which I do sometimes. So since this thing's got to go on the ground anyway, why don't I put this plug in, hook this all back up, put it down on the ground, tighten it that way. I just want to see if this thing's going to fire off. So what I could tell so far at TDC, the flywheel is in the correct position. I put the coil back to get this on without any interference. I have the bail bar tied back so my stop here isn't touching the flywheel. So I got a business card. I'm going to set up my coil right now. So I don't know why this guy needs 2 mowers, but I'm going to be happy to help him out. I told him I'd message the wife and give an estimate. So basically this is going to be a labor job. It didn't cost me anything for the flywheel. I just want to determine if this thing's going to be worth fixing. I could tell from the blade, part of the blade is turned down, so I know he hit something. I've got some metal shavings here on the flywheel. I just want to blast them off with some compressed air. I don't want them making contact because I'll have a negative reaction. Okay, that's that. Let's do the old business card trick here. Some people put the coil to the magnet here and let it pull itself on. I bring it to the non-magnetized part of the flywheel and manually push it up there. Just a habit I've gotten into, I guess. You don't have to go crazy. This is just holding the coil at a certain distance. Turn the flywheel and let the business card slide out. Okay, spin it 360. Make sure it's not striking. What that noise was the blade hitting my table. Okay, a little bit of side to side play here at the top, but not much. So it looks like there's a little bit of contact right here. So what I'm going to do is loosen this thing up and do it again at this high side. Oh, I degreased it. This thing looked terrible. Mold all over it. Dirt, leaves. I cleaned it up before I started messing with it. Okay, so that's a little bit better. I have no contact. Just listening as I'm doing the 360 if I can hear any grinding. This is front wheel drive, so I don't know if I'm hearing the belt or what, but we're going to find out. So let's drop it down, turn it on its side. I got a block of wood 4x4. All this hardware here for the recoil is in place. Let's see, while I'm here, maybe I can put some oil on the recoil. Yeah, I'll do that. So this thing may start without a carb clean, I'm not sure. Okay, goober this thing up pretty good. Just stick this here temporarily. I still have to tighten up the nut. So let's bring it onto the grass where I can do that. And we can try to start. Plugs in and tight. Wires on. Doesn't look like it's abused as far as the, the plastics, a little bit of scuffing. I've seen them in much worse condition where they've been to hell and back. Okay. Turn it over. I'll bring you guys along. It's going to vibrate when you see the condition of the blade here. See how it's turned down there? This is kind of straight on that side, but look at this side here. It's turned down. I kind of was spinning the blade to see the shaft if it was wobbling. I couldn't notice anything. I can't pick a mark here on the side because the blade's bent there. Okay, so we got to block the blade to get this thing stationary. That's how I do it. I guess you could use an impact. I kind of started out doing mechanic work with hand tools, and I guess if you started out with impact, you're used to doing it that way. I'm just used to turning wrenches. You know what I mean? Probably saves time. So I'm just tightening up this 24 millimeter nut. Just make sure it's snug. I don't know, the torque. Tighten it about the same resistance as I would the blade. Okay, so that's on. We can finish putting the recoil on. It was a little low on oil. Okay, let me put the deck up. I kind of was messing with the deck on the table so it wouldn't move too much. Okay, here we go. Red is dead. Okay, we got my DeWalt. It's got the 8 on it. Let's plow like a big cow. Take their name and number off of there. Crafty M210. Kind of curious to see what it's going to do. Need you guys to comment below. Have you ever gotten one in with a blade strike and it cracked the flywheel? I've had them do strange things, crack the blade adapter, bend the crankshaft, all kinds of crazy crap. Okay, I got a little oil here from an overpour on a customer's overfilled engine. I'm going to use that. Probably won't be enough, but better than nothing. So I'm not showing shit. I'm going to need more than this. Confirm this thing's going to run before I put goody good oil in it. I've got the Marvel Mystery in a jar from last week, or ATF. I'm not sure what that stuff was. So I'm going to have to go to my jug here, my dead oil jug. Hopefully the good stuff's at the top and all the sand and rocks are at the bottom. What's shaking with you guys? Everybody up north, are you getting your snow blowers ready to roll? Lucky you guys got 2 seasons, snow blowers and lawn mowers. I'm getting good at this right at the top hole. But it gives me a break in the wintertime down here. I can fix mowers and do some other projects. Okay, so let me prime the bulb. I think we're good to try it. What do you think's going to happen? Because I'm done wrapping. Well, that was some crazy shit. Nothing ever works that good. For the blade being bent down, it didn't even vibrate. So what's up with that? But I'll put a new blade on it, so there's not going to be much charge for this. I didn't do a carb clean. I just gave me used flywheel, and it's going to be a blade, and I'll do an oil change. So I think they'll be happy. They'll be happy pappies. And a filter, because I peeked at this, and it's probably the OEM filter, I'm guessing. Kind of looks like it's been here since 2018. So wow, I'm kind of impressed with this crappy man's M210 140cc 550 series engine. Well, I guess there'll be no second video because I don't have to mess with this turd for another video, which is going to be all switchy witchy. So, ho ho ho. You guys have a good day today. Thanks for coming out, checking out my channel. We'll go on to something else. So probably the Tecumseh engine I showed you, that machine, I'll probably store that for parts, and on the black Quantum, I'll save that engine, take it off of that rough deck and save the Quantum for another project, and then call them on this and say it's ready, Freddy. You guys have a good day. Please tip your waitress and wait staff. Adios, amigos.